It all started on a chilly winter morning in Minneapolis. Snow covered the sidewalks. Cars were buried in thick layers of frost, and the air was so sharp it stung my nose with every breath. The kind of cold that seeps into your bones no matter how many layers you wear. I had been under immense stress for weeks. My office job at a marketing firm kept me up late. Deadlines piled on top of each other, and the constant buzzing of emails made it impossible to relax. My best friend Rachel had noticed how exhausted I looked one evening when we met for coffee. "You need a break, Emma," she told me firmly. "You're going to burn out. Why don't we go to the sauna this weekend? Just you, me, and some quiet time." At first, I laughed it off. "A sauna? Isn't that just sitting in a hot wooden room?" Rachel rolled her eyes. "Trust me, it's not just about sweating. It's about resetting your mind. You'll see." Reluctantly, I agreed. I didn't know it then, but that single decision would become one of the most unforgettable experiences of my life. The sauna was tucked inside a wellness retreat on the edge of town. As soon as we walked through the doors, a wave of warmth enveloped us, melting away the chill from outside. The faint scent of eucalyptus drifted through the air, and soft instrumental music played in the background. Rachel checked us in, and soon we were given fluffy white robes and slippers. We stepped into the women's lounge first, placing our belongings into lockers. "This is it," Rachel said, grinning like a child. "Prepare to feel like a new person." The sauna itself was dimly lit, wooden benches lining the walls, and steam swirling gently in the air. A glowing pile of hot stones sat in the corner, radiating heat. My skin prickled the moment I sat down. A tea first. I felt awkward, even restless. The silence pressed against me, and the heat wrapped around my body until sweat rolled down my temples. But then something strange happened. The longer I sat there, the more I felt my mind slowing down. My racing thoughts about work, bills, responsibilities, all of it seemed to fade. It was just me, the heat, and my heartbeat pounding steadily in my chest. About 10 minutes in, the sauna door creaked open. A tall man stepped inside, carrying a small towel and a water bottle. He nodded politely, then sat on the opposite bench. Rachel whispered, "That's David. He comes here often. Super nice guy." I gave him a small smile before closing my eyes again, trying to focus on the warmth. But as the minutes passed, the temperature climbed higher. Beads of sweat slid down my arms. My skin flushed red, and breathing became harder. My chest rose and fell quickly, and I realized I might need to step out. "You okay?" David's deep voice broke the silence. I opened my eyes to see him watching me with concern. "Yeah, it's really hot," I admitted with a nervous laugh. Rachel chuckled. "That's the point." David reached for the wooden ladle and poured water over the hot stones. Steam hissed and billowed, wrapping us in an even thicker cloud of heat. I coughed lightly, waving my hand. "Okay, this is officially too much." He smiled. "Don't push yourself. It's all about balance. Step outside for a moment, then come back when you're ready." I did just that. Outside the sauna was a cool-down area with reclining chairs and pitchers of lemon water. I sank into one of the chairs, feeling the cold air rush against my overheated skin. My heart was still pounding, but slowly it calmed. A few minutes later, David walked out too. He wasn't struggling like I was. He looked calm, composed, even refreshed. "First time?" he asked, sipping water. I nodded. "Is it that obvious?" He laughed softly. "Don't worry. The first time is always the hardest. Your body has to adjust. But once it does, you'll feel amazing. Trust me." His words were surprisingly reassuring. Something about the way he spoke carried a quiet confidence. I felt myself relaxing in his presence. Rachel joined us a moment later, cheeks flushed but eyes sparkling. "See? I told you it would be good. You just need to push through." I smiled weakly. "Easy for you to say." After cooling down, I decided to give it another try. The three of us went back inside. This time, I focused on breathing slowly in and out, letting my body adjust instead of fighting it. David occasionally poured water over the stones, each hiss of steam making the air heavier. The heat pressed against me, but instead of panicking, I leaned into it. My body surrendered, and then something unexpected happened. My mind began to wander in ways it hadn't in months. Memories surfaced. The last fight I'd had with my boss. The moments of self-doubt when I thought I wasn't good enough. The loneliness I felt on nights when I sat at home, exhausted and unfulfilled. The sauna stripped everything away until I was left facing myself, raw and unguarded. It was uncomfortable, not because of the heat, but because of the emotions rising to the surface. I must have looked uneasy because David spoke again. The heat has a way of bringing things out. Don't fight it. Just let it happen. And so, I did. We stayed in the sauna for several more rounds that day, alternating between the heat and the cool-down area. Each time, it became easier. Each time, I felt lighter, as if layers of stress were being peeled away. By the end, I was exhausted, but in the best possible way. My body felt renewed, my mind strangely clear. Rachel drove us home, she said. Told you this would change you. I couldn't deny it. She was right. But what surprised me most wasn't just the sauna itself. It was David. The way he guided me through the experience, the calm reassurance he gave when I struggled. He was a stranger, yet in those few hours, he became part of a memory I would never forget. Weeks later, whenever I felt overwhelmed at work, I remembered that day. The heat, the silence, the way my mind was forced to slow down. And I remembered David's words, "Don't fight it. Just let it happen." That phrase became my mantra. Not just for the sauna, but for life itself. Because sometimes life gets too hot. Sometimes the pressure feels unbearable. And in those moments, resisting only makes it worse. But if you breathe, if you surrender, if you trust the process, you come out stronger on the other side. That day at the sauna was more than just a wellness trip. It was a lesson in resilience, a reminder of the strength hidden within me, waiting to be uncovered, and I'll never forget it. I don't want to.